Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're on our final team, which is going to do their push, Team Graveborn. They are way far behind, but we're going to go ahead and do our summons. Then we'll go ahead and push through the campaign. Hopefully we get a Shemira. Hopefully we get a Ferael. We need something on this team to really help the carry. I believe they only have 2, maybe 3 legendaries, and we got an elite off the bat who is Rowan, so an absolutely phenomenal hero, but no help to this team. So we even need quite a bit of fodder so we could get Shemira up, 1 legendary plus. I believe Grezold and Shemira we have at legendary plus, but we do need some more fodder for this team, and I'm hoping to get Ferael up. So was doing a little bit of research this weekend. Looked at the heroes. Ferael is one of the very top tier DPS, and as far as the Graveborns, he is number 1 ranked on AFKarena.net. And we do have another elite there who is Falks. So Lightbearer team's looking pretty good on the Graveborn account. But like I was saying, he is the top rated signature item and one of the top rated heroes for DPS, which I don't use them on any of my accounts, even the main account, which we got 1 card there. So we'll be able to guarantee an elite Graveborn. But he is super strong since I've been using him on here. Both him and Shemira, the DPS combination has been kind of crazy. So let's do our Graveborn summon here, which a lot of fodder. Got a triple Veden, quadruple, got 4 Vedens? 4 Vedens on that pole, so pretty good. And hopefully we get a good solid Graveborn out of this one, which is Isabella. She's okay. I heard she's pretty good. Late game, she does a significant amount of damage to bosses. But as you see here, we have a lot that we're getting up here. And only 2, 3, 4, so not too bad. 5 Graveborns from that combination. So we do get another Graveborn up there, so we get him to elite status. So here's the team comp as it is. So essentially with this, I would like to use Grezold and Thorin to tank. Those would be the kind of the 2 main ones. Ferael and Shemira for DPS, and then kind of rotate out because they don't have much of a support class in the Graveborns, but either bringing some more DPS. Baden is a good choice. Isabella is a pretty good choice. Isolde is a pretty good choice. So running an actual tank as DPS. I know Nara's out there. I think I only have 1 copy of her so far on this account. So we went through, burned all of our stuff. So let's go ahead and use our soul stones here, which we get a Namora. Again, no help to the Graveborn. They are just not getting any love at all. And there we pulled not a single Graveborn. All right. So I see Lilith really favors the Lightbearers, really does not favor the Graveborn. So we went ahead, we opened our boxes, we got our rewards for our troops and Lucius. So there we go again. I believe we pulled 3 Lightbearers here. With the card, we could have pulled 4 Lightbearers on the Graveborn account. But I don't believe we have anything else that we can summon here. Nope, we're just going to have to keep saving up our tokens. So we'll go ahead, get our Ascensions after all that. So we got Lucius up, we got Hogan up. Pretty solid team, except for the Graveborn. Graveborn part of it. So we're going to have to do something here to kind of get the team momentum going. So we do have Veden, which I know he's going to be used as food pretty soon. And I would like Ferael to get to Legendary Plus. I'd love to get Veden up so I could feed him to either Grezold. So looking at the tier list, number 1 was Ferael for signature items. Number 2 was Grezold, which a lot of you know. Grezold summons his ad every 9 seconds as a signature item. And Ferael just does a lot more damage with the spirits that are on the board. So we're going to go ahead and get him to Legendary. He's a hero that I want to take all the way to Ascended because I do have another copy of him. So not only can we take him to Legendary, we can move him right to Legendary Plus, which is awesome. So there is the main lineup. And then I'll put Thorin in there with Veden. Veden I've been using for tanking. I've been using him for kind of DPS. So I believe that is going to be the comp that we're going to be running here for 11-8. So we'll start pushing, which we're even, I mean, we have a stronger team than what they have there. So this should be pretty easy to push quite a ways through it. I did go through, leveled up what I could, geared out all the heroes that I could. And what I did here, if you've seen, Veden just went down there with Thorin down on the bottom, which doesn't look too good right now. That was 2 of them right off the bat. But just like I did with the Lightbearer team, where I put Thane paired up with Strilda, I put on the bottom, I put Thorin doubled up with Veden. So they both have the ability to tank, the ability to carry some damage. So if Thorin does go down, Veden will take some hits. And Thorin actually gets back up because he has his little self-resurrect where he just rises back up after he's been defeated. And then he continues to go from there. So I like the combination of them two together. And here I think one of the big problems is going to be Savius. Savius is always pretty strong. But Ferael up top, like I said, the Ferael Shemira combo, they do a lot of continuous damage, especially with the ultimates and the damage over time. So as long as I can keep the tanks up on this team, we have the ability to push quite a ways through the chapter. And I feel like now the team, the Graveborn team is kind of a late game, end game, mid game team. But once they get up, the damage output is just huge. They do a ton of damage. And I think that's kind of how Lilith kind of staged it, because if you look at the Lightbearers, they have a lot of support classes. They have, quite a few DPS classes, some CC. Graveborn, it seems like they've almost ran entirely just damage. Tank and damage is what they've put out. Even when you look at my Isolde video, he does a ton of damage. So not only does he have the ability to heal him, but he does a ton of damage as well. A couple knockbacks, a couple stuns. I'd like to get Nara up in this team. I know even later game she is crucial to a lot of fights because of her ability to actually pull the opponent right to the other side, where Ferael and Shemira can actually burn them right down when she pulls them over. It's an interesting combo because I've set her up in the middle to, even like in this case, I would pull Arden straight over. When Arden comes over, usually the back line will start attacking him. But it looks like in the bottom, right there, Veden goes down again. But I think we're going to get this one down. And I love the Horrify ability that Ferael has. Just super, super strong. Similar to a stun. So they do the damage over time. His ultimate does a lot of damage and damage over time when he haunts the enemies. And then as you can see right there, he does horrify a couple enemies, which Kaz is horrified, and it looked like Namora right there. So they're stunned for a little bit. So not only for the Graveborn team does he do probably the most damage that I've heard of. I can't wait to get a signature item unlocked, which sends more haunts or more spirits, I believe it is, across the battlefield. So very, very cool ability. It does normal attacks will cause an evil spirit to haunt the enemy target if a critical strike occurs. So very reliant on crit, but super strong. So continuing the push of the campaign, and we're going to start getting into late chapter 11. You start hitting all the ascended heroes. So the competition actually gets a lot tougher. And you actually start facing heroes, not just the little leveled up green heroes. So I believe we've made a pretty decent push through here so far. 11-28. I edited out a couple of the battles just because a lot of them are pretty similar. Here, the Savius K-Sauce combo is pretty tough. As you can see, both of our tanks go down there. But Shemira's ult goes off, Ferael's ult goes off, and look at the damage over time. Gets hit up top with a Horrify on K-Sauce and takes him right down. So that takes us to 20 or 11:29. I believe that is 11:29. So I'm hoping this is the only team still in Chapter 11. Most have pushed to 12, about halfway through 12. And then Lightbearers pushed into 13. So they've actually made it the furthest. And between their damage, their tanking with Lucius, Estrilda, and then their overall support, it just makes the team so difficult to kill when you're running with Rowan or running with Rosaline, because she just ups the damage and the survivability. Huge. Which this one, it looks like Grezold almost goes down, but as soon as he gets his ads up, right there, Savius turns around to just focus on his ads. Then we got Thorn right back up and takes them down. So almost out of chapter 11. That would be kind of the goal today, is to push through and actually get out of this chapter. Move into the new one. Makes a big difference, because especially the teams that can push a little bit further with the AFK rewards, they get a lot more rewards, they get a lot more gold, they get a lot more hero experience. So as you're progressing further in this game, you can progress at a faster pace because you get more AFK awards. I think it's per minute is what they base it on. So like I've said before, right in the bottom, having the Thorin Veden combo, they have the ability to tank the front line if one of them goes down, which Thorin just went down right there. Veden is right there to step it up. And then Shemira's ult goes off, and that pretty much destroys it all. A lot of people that use the Shemira's ult is just overpowered until it gets to endgame. Looking again at the signature item in the tier list, she ranks in the top for a couple things. Signature item, out of the, I believe, 10 Graveborn that they ranked, she was number 10. Meaning that even earlier or later game, her damage not only drops off a little bit, is with her signature item leveled up. If you have 5 people, 4 people, it doesn't do any more damage. Now granted, she does get more stats, so she does more damage that way. But the ultimate only makes a big difference with signature item when you get to 3, 2, and 1 enemy left. It actually does more damage. But if it takes you a little while to get the team down, 11-40, so we skip through a couple more battles here, and this is the one that I want to get down. Get out of chapter 11, move into chapter 12, and it's a pretty combination, but Horrify just helped us out a lot right on the bottom and kept Thorin alive. Which is nice. I believe we're going to get it. Hopefully we'll get... Oh, Ferael's ult just went off. We got an ad up. And we still have Shemira. We should have it. Goalless is so tough, but we got it. So that will complete chapter 11. So let's go ahead and we'll collect up our rewards here. Move into chapter 12. So they are joining the Mauler team and the Wilder team. As you can see, they're right in the middle. Graveborn team, or the Lightbearer team, excuse me, is already into chapter 13. So going to be a long way to catch up to them. And with beginning the new chapter, most of the time you can go through at least, I'd say 10 to 12 stages, just because they're not too overpowered at this point. Even there, we can get through the first stage with absolutely no problem. So we are going to have a lot of rewards to collect here, and I think we should get our 10 faction scrolls. So we'll have faction-specific scrolls again to do a couple more summons, and probably some more gems. Hoping we can pull a little bit more out for the Graveborn team. Because if I can get Ferael up, he is going to be the one that I'm going to focus on right now. Main account, I have Grezold, and he's pretty good. Notice kind of endgame though, he's dropped off quite a bit. He usually dies really, really fast. He does have his own little shield there, as you can see, and the minions help out. But I found a lot more use out of Baden than I have with Grezold. Just the sheer amount of ads, because even when he comes up in the battle, as soon as the battle starts, he summons an ad behind somebody on the other side, and they turn around and just start going to town right on the ad, so you don't even get the initial burst DPS where Grezold waits the 9 seconds and then waits for his ult. So here this team again has no counter for Brutus, but we should be able to get this one down. Pretty close on that one. But that brings us to 12-5. So we were on 11-8 when we started this push. So very, very impressed with the Graveborn team there. And continuing, Isabella in the back's really tough, but Shemira silences her right there, and then she gets caught in that little stun, the little horrify. And we should be able to take her right down, which is awesome. We do. So we've almost pushed an entire 40 stages, right? I believe there was 40 left, and we started on 11-8. So continuing to do the push here. And just the double dots, the dot that Ferael has, and then combined with the dots that Shemira does, it's just super strong. And I think through some of the editing, we lost one of our pictures up there, one of the picture-in-picture processes. And here we're fighting another Veden, so interesting combo there. But if we can get Ferael's ult off, because I think Shemira went down on that one. So Ferael gets the ult off. Savius and Savannah. This might be a defeat. I don't know if... and there's Ferael back. But I don't know if Grezel is going to be able to take him. He's not going to be able to do enough damage to take him down. So this will be it for the Graveborn team. But they caught right up. We started at 11-8. This stage puts us at 12-7. So almost 40 stages. That's 39 stages that they push through. So let's collect a ton of gems, as you can see, through everything through stage 11. And then we do get our 10 faction scrolls and another copy of Namora. So hopefully, fingers crossed that we can pull another Graveborn out of this. That's really what I'm hoping here. And we almost do have enough faction scrolls to do another summon. But we'll do our regular summons. Fortunately, nothing again. Not a good night for summons at all. But hopefully, Graveborn specific, we can pull one elite out of this. It's 20 faction summons and a couple more of Eden and nothing. So just a couple more copies of Eden. So should be able to get him up. Have a ton of emblems now. And yep, we can get Namora up there. And another copy of Eden. So it should be close to getting him up. But I think, yep, we have 2 copies of Naru. So we can get him up. So he'll be food, just kind of waiting. I think we're just going to have to wait for some more fodder. I mean, Baden I don't want to use, Isabella, so just saving up the food. Hopefully for a couple more summons pretty soon. But huge, huge push by the Graveborn team. So here's the team as it sits right now. And I do like the comp. I'm so excited that they pushed so far. 39 stages. Got some good summons. Well, really bad summons, but did some summons. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you for watching.